Noted UK rock band Radiohead had a worldwide hit with their song Creep in 1992. Their third album, OK Computer, in '97, propelled them to greater international fame and has often been acclaimed as a landmark record of the 1990s. Radiohead independently released their seventh album, In Rainbows, in 2007, originally as a digital download, where customers could set their own price. So just how much do Radiohead fans think their album is worth?
I would pay $10 for Radiohead.
Everybody likes music for free, but you got to pay the musicians what they're worth. So I would pay $5 or $6, but I wouldn't pay 15.
I would actually probably like pay $10, I think. I like Radiohead. Seems like a fair price.
But Radiohead's Ed O'Brien says the internet doesn't signal the end for record companies.
It wasn't rocket science, you know, what we were going to do. We weren't interested in doing any big 6-album deals. So the opportunity presented by the internet and also, you know, we worked alongside a great record company, XL, and TBD in America. I mean, I have to say that this is, I also want to say that this is not, you know, people were saying at the time, oh, it's the end of the record companies. Well, it shouldn't be, because, you know, you get a great record company and it's a partnership.
But I don't expect this will be very widespread, because if you're a band and nobody's heard of you, how are you going to get the word out? The internet does make it a little bit easier to search and to find things and to make money off of that kind of mythical long tail. But I think for creating hits, you're still going to need some kind of marketing department behind you.
By releasing an album on the net, Radiohead undertook a daring experiment.
With Radiohead, we've done a load of webcasts, which are always inspiring. We now have the ability to literally record a track in a day if we were able to do that, mix it, press a button. It's out there, that moment. So those are incredibly exciting times.
Word spreads fast about Radiohead intimate gigs, with the events often webcast live on Radiohead TV.
I haven't really been able to afford any of their larger gigs, really, and this is just such a massive opportunity to have such an intimate gig with a band I love so much, and it's definitely worth waiting 10 or so hours for.
Radiohead have thrown themselves behind some world issues, supporting The Big Ask, a campaign by Friends of the Earth calling for a new climate change law in the United Kingdom and 15 other EU member states.
Only the EU is capable of doing this. We're the oldest economies in the carbon sense of the word, and we have a moral responsibility, each and every one of us, to not just to do stuff on our own, because that's not good enough. We have a moral responsibility to turn around and change the way we live. And the only way we're ever going to change the way we live is to get our governments to rewrite laws, gradually make us change in a way that we can understand, in a way that we can cope with. If we don't do it, that's it. We've changed our lighting rig to a brand new lighting rig that's never been used before, which I'm really excited about. No one's ever seen it before. We've bought all these crazy solar power generators that cost us a fortune. We having to ship all our equipment because we're no longer allowed to fly it. And this was all on the basis of a carbon footprint study that we had done from the last period of touring we did. And what we discovered actually is the way that people travel to shows and stuff. And when you do, so we're now sort of playing in places that have public transport. In the centre of Chicago, say, rather than going to the outskirts in the centre of New York, so on and so on. So there's easy ways for people to get to you, because the biggest damage, especially on large outdoor shows, is the travel, the cars.
With frontman Tom York as a spokesperson for The Big Ask, Radiohead is one of the most influential bands of their generation.